Welcome Citizen Athletics. Today we're talking about postnatal care. This is a topic that I care a lot about. My wife recently gave birth and we're now working on regaining a lot of these different qualities that I'm going to be talking about today. And it's an area that a lot of people don't talk about and something that many women struggle with, and we want to be able to provide a resource and some benefit to those women. This video is an introduction to this topic. On our website, we're going to have these videos in an expanded form in our training support program. We'll have a specific postnatal program that's going to be available, starting off with a phase 1, where we're going to go through these videos in much further detail and help to provide an opportunity for women to help regain their fitness, regain their body, and start to develop these things. Our goal is to help you take your body back. We don't think leakage is normal. It's common, but it shouldn't happen. And that's something that we can address through specific pelvic floor rehab, as well as generalized fitness improvements. In the postnatal period, it's common for a lot of women to deal with something called diastasis recti, and we want to challenge some different strategies to help improve that and reduce the diastasis recti, as well as reduce the likelihood of it occurring if it hasn't. Back pain is a very common thing for many women in the postnatal timeline, and we want to help provide some different ways that we can work on reducing it. And finally, improving general fitness. It's really important for most women to get comfortable in their skin again, and so working on different ways to feel more confident, working on feeling like you have your general fitness, not being as tired, and regaining general energy. In this video, we're going to examine 3 different areas. We're going to be looking at Kegels to help target the pelvic floor. We're going to be looking at some abdominal exercises to help develop a stronger abdomen and reduce the likelihood of a diastasis recti. And then finally, some pelvic issues and some pelvic strengthening moves to help introduce some general capacity to the region and gain motor control, as well as introduce some strengthening. The Kegel is meant to be a pelvic floor exercise, but sometimes when people perform them, they target other muscles. So a few things we want to make sure that we're addressing is, it is not a butt squeeze. You're not looking to just squeeze your glutes, so you shouldn't be performing any type of bridging action or lifting your hips up. It's not an adductor squeeze, so you shouldn't see your legs moving inwards, and you shouldn't be feeling your groin contract. It's not an abdominal brace, so you shouldn't be locking down with your hips or your ribs, and you should just be more relaxed through the stomach region. It's not about locking down and holding your breath. There may be times where you'll be doing multiple breaths on different Kegels, but we're not going to be locking down and holding our breath in while we do them. It's not arching your back, and it's not performing a crunch. We should have minimal spinal motion occur while we perform a Kegel. All right, let's get into the exercises. Following demonstrations are going to help to show a progression of different movements, so we're going to start off with the easiest and get to the most challenging. Our first option for the Kegel is going to be in the hook-lying leg supported position. This is where we're laying face up with our hips flexed at least 45 degrees, and then we're looking to have the legs supported to the best abilities as possible. In this, we're going to do the Kegels as described previously. You can progress off this option to the regular hook-lying position. This is where we'll have our feet flat on the floor. So this will depend on having a little bit more control through the pelvis and having slightly more introduced load to the pelvis. The rectus abdominis, this muscle right here, has a line down the center called your linea alba. When we have something occur called a diastasis recti, that separation increases, and we have a further space between our abdomen muscles. What can happen for some people is this thing called doming, where this increases in height and space. For doming, we want to try to monitor it. This can be done with your hands, so you can have them placed on and feel for it. You could have someone watch for it. You could have a camera set up or a mirror set up and a watch. If you feel doming is occurring, we want to try to manage that by either working more on the draw in, that we're going to discuss in a moment. You can also reduce the exercise effort level. So if you find that you're getting into too high of a fatigue and doming more, then we can reduce that. Or you might be just in too challenging of an exercise. For the abdominal brace series, we're going to be starting off with the hook-lying leg supported. This is a good option as it requires little activation of the abdomen in this resting position, so you can focus on just the draw-in effect. So as we discussed, you're going to be focusing on letting your breath out and trying to draw in around in that entire wrapping effect like if you had a belt on. We can progress from this option to the standard hook-lying position. So you can see here, in this, we're going to be able to have the abdomen a little bit more challenged. We now have to statically support the lower extremity and maintain our position. From here, what we can do is we can progress this variation to now including some movement. Welcome to the pelvic and back series. In this one for phase 1, we're going to be looking at a few different exercises. To start off the pelvic series, we're going to be looking at the supine pelvic tilt. In this position, we're going to be laying on our back face up. We're just going to be starting off by working on going into anterior and posterior pelvic tilts. This is going to be something we're just going to do with minimal motion. You're going to see that as you go into a posterior tilt, you have some glute and abdominal activation, but we're not going up into a bridge. And as you go the opposite direction to anterior, we have a slight back arch. We can then progress into the quadruped position. Some would call this a cat-camel or cat-cow. And in here, we're going to be working on the same things, trying to emphasize that pelvic motion, but now we have more space and freedom to go into a posterior tilt so the table's not in the way. Again, this is the introduction. If you're interested in this, you can head over to the website. There'll be a link in the description box below, and we're gonna have an expanded version of this where we go into much further detail, provide further progressions and regressions, as well as offering some supplemental things for general fitness. We think this is a really important topic and something that has not been served to its due diligence, and we wanna be able to provide that. We're going to be able to do this through an online format where we're able to reach more women and provide this at a more convenient pace where you're able to do this at home. To learn more about that, check out the description box below and you can check the link that takes you over to the training support program. We have a free trial week that you can utilize and that'll get you started on the program.